Hey, 10th grade. Okay. Today's lesson, the ambiguous case for the law of sines, page 320. Now, if the measure of two sides and a non-included angle are given, then one of the following will be true. 1. No triangle exists. 2. Exactly one triangle exists. Or 3. Two triangles exist. In other words, there may be no solution, one solution, or two solutions. Now, a situation with two solutions is called the ambiguous case. If you know the measure of two sides, side A and side B, and angle A, you're going to have to consider the following cases. Okay, so we have two cases. Case 1, the angle A is less than 90 degrees. If the angle A is less than 90 degrees, then first, compare the two sides. If side A is less than side B, then you're going to have to compare if A is greater than B times sine of A, or if it is equal to B times sine of A, or for it is greater than B times sine of A. If A is less than B sine of A, then it has no solution. If A equals B sine of A, it has one solution. And if A is greater than B sine of A, then it has two solutions. Now, what would happen if side A is greater than or equal to side B? If this is true, then in this case, we're only talking about one triangle. That means it will have only one solution. Now, the second case will be if the angle is greater than or equal to 90. If this is true, then you compare angle A with B. Side A with side B. If side A is less than or equal to B, then it has no solution. If side A is greater than side B, then it will have one solution. It will be very important if you have these two cases, okay, case 1 and case 2. If you had them in a separate piece of paper, okay, because you're going to be needing it for this lesson, okay, and you're going to need it hopefully for the exam, okay. Now look at example 1. In example 1, we have to determine the number of possible solutions for the triangle, for each triangle. Just determine the number of possible solutions, okay. So in part A, we have angle A 30 degrees, side A equals 8, and side B equals 10. So the first thing that we have to do is to find out if the angle is less than 90 or greater than 90. In this case, 30 degrees is less than 90 degrees. So we're going to consider case 1, okay? Because if you remember, case 1 is when the angle is less than 90 degrees. So 30 degrees is less than 90 degrees. So we're going to consider case 1. Now, what do we have to do? Compare side A with side B. A and B. A equals 8, B equals 10. So that means that A is less than 10. When A is less than B, okay, so we're going to consider case 1, and we're going to consider the part A is less than B. So what do we have to do now? Okay, now that we know that A is less than B, now we have to compare to find out if A is greater than equal or less than b sine of a. So that means 8, compare it with 10 sine of 30. 10 sine of 30 is equal to 5. Okay, 10 sine of 30 equals 5. So that means A is what to 5. In this case, A is greater than 5. So we're going to consider what happens when A is greater than B sine of A. It will have two solutions. So in this case, this will have two solutions. So we just determine the number of solutions. Okay? Again, we look at the angle. We compare it if it is less than 90 or greater than or equal to 90. In this case, it was less than 90, so that's why we considered case 1. Then we have to compare the sides, A and B. Okay? Since A was less than B, then we had to compare what was A with respect to B sine of A, if it was less than, equal, or greater than. Since it was greater than, then A greater than B sine of A has two solutions. Now look at part B. We have side B equals 8, side C equals 10, angle B equals 118. Now, 118 is greater than or equal to 90. It's greater than. So that's why we're going to consider case 2. Because the angle is greater than 90. Okay, so what do we have to do in case 2? Compare the sides. So we're going to compare, in this case, B and C. B equals 8, and C equals 10. In this case, A is less than B. What happens when A is less than or equal to B in case 2? It has no solutions. So in part B, in this case, no solutions. Okay? So this is to determine the number of possible solutions for the triangles. Now, in example 2, they're telling us to find all solutions for each triangle. If no solution exists, write none. Again, so in example 2, when they ask us to find all solutions, first thing is to determine the number of possible solutions. So we're going to do exactly the same of what we did in example 1. Notice, angle is 112. So let's compare 112 with 90 degrees. In this case, 112 is greater than 90 degrees. So when A is greater than 90, in this case, we're going to consider case 2. Case 2, A is greater than or equals to 90. In this case, 112 was greater than 90. Okay? Now, in case 2, what do we have to do? First, compare A and B. So we're going to compare A and B. That means 4 and 3. And in this case, 4 is greater than 3. That means that A is greater than B. A is greater than B. So what happens when A is greater than B? It has one solution. Okay? So we know that it will have one solution. Now that we have determined, let's find that solution. So when it has one solution, that means we have side A equals 4, side B equals 3, and we have angle A equals 112. That means that we have to find side C, angle B, and angle C. How are we going to find this? Using the law of sine. Okay? Using the law of sine. Okay? A quick review for the law of sine. A over sine of A equals B over sine of B equals C over sine of C. Okay, that was the law of sines. So here, the first thing that we can do is find angle B. We have A over sine of A equals B over sine of B. A over sine of A equals B over sine of B. So that means 4 over sine of 112 equals 3 over sine of B. We do cross multiplication. 4 sine of B equals 3 sine of 112. We want to find sine of B, so we have to divide by 4 on both sides. So we get sine of B equals 3 sine of 112 divided by 4. And since we want B, we have to find the arc sine on both sides. So we get that B equals the arc sine of 3 sine of 112 over 4. So make sure that your calculator is in degrees, and once we use the calculator properly, we get that 3 over sine of 12, 3 times sine of 12 divided by 4 is equal to 44.05. So we're going to leave it as 44.1 degree. Okay? So that's our angle B, 44.1. Now we have two angles. So how can we find the third angle? Using the triangle equation, right? Triangle equation, quick review. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 180 degrees. So in this case, A plus B plus C equals 180. That would be 112 plus 44.1 plus C equals 180. So C equals 180 minus 112 minus 44.1. That means that angle C will be equal to 23.9. 23.9 degrees. So what are we missing now? We're only missing side C. How do we find side C? The the law of sines, ¿verdad? We can use A over sine of A equals C over sine of C. So that would be 4 over sine of 112 equals C over sine of 23.9. Cross multiplication. We get 4 sine of 23.9 equals C sine of 112 degree. We want to find C, so we have to divide by sine of 112 on both sides. So we get that C equals 4 sine of 23.9 divided by sine of 112. So side C will be equal to 1.7. Okay, 1.7. And that will be our solution for triangle with side A equals 4, side B equals 3, and angle A equals 112. Now, part B. We have angle A 51 degrees, side A 40 degrees, side C 50 degrees. Okay? So let's compare angle A with 90 degrees. In this case, 51 degrees and 90 degrees. 51 is less than 90 degrees. So what case are we going to consider? We're going to consider case 1. Okay? Now, let's compare side A with C. 40 and 50. In this case, 40 is less than 50. So that means A is less than C. A is less than the second side. So now we have to compare A, C sine of A. Let's see. Sorry, A, C sine of A. Let's see if A is less than, equal, or greater than. So A is 40 and compare with 50 sine of 51. 40, 50 sine of 51 is equal to 38.9. So 40 is greater than 38.9. So what happens when A is greater than B sine of A? Two solutions. Two solutions. We just determined how many solutions. So what does it mean? We have angle A equals 51 degrees. So we need to find angle B and a second angle B, angle C, and the second angle C. We have side A equals 40. We need to find side B and the second angle B, side C, I mean. And we have side C equals 50. So that means that we have to find two angle B's, two angle C's, and two side B's. Okay? Good. Now, let's find angle C. Why angle C? Because I have side A, 40, side C, and I have angle A, so we can find angle C. So look, A over sine of A equals C over sine of C. Substitute 40 over sine of 51 degrees equals 50 over sine of C. Cross multiplication. 40 sine of C equals 50 sine of 51. Divide by 40. Sine of C equals 50 sine of 51 divided by 40. We multiply both sides by the arc sine. Okay, so we get that C equals 50 sine of 51 over 40. The arc sine, sorry, of 50 sine of 51 over 40. Again, make sure that your calculator is in degrees, and we get that angle C is equal to 76.3 degrees. Okay? That is our first angle C. Okay? After we find that first angle, now we know that second angle C has to be less than 180. So angle C equals 180 minus 76.3 degrees. So our second angle C will be equal to 103.7 degrees. Okay? So that means that now we have 107.3 degrees. Okay? Now notice that we can find angle B. We have two angles. We have angle A, angle C. I can find angle B. So we're going to use the triangle equation. A plus B plus C equals 180. So that would be 51 plus B plus angle C, the first angle, 76.3, equals 180. So B equals 180 minus 51 minus 76.3. Angle B will be equal to 52.7 degrees. How do we find the second angle B? We're going to use again the same formula, but side angle A plus angle B prime plus angle C prime equals 180. That means angle A is 51 plus angle B prime plus C prime, 107.3, equals 180. So that means that angle B prime equals 180 minus 51 minus 107.3 degrees. B prime will be equal to 25.3 degrees. So B prime, 25.3 degrees. Now, all we're missing is angle side B and side B prime. How are we going to solve that? By using the law of sine. So I'm going to use A over sine of A equals B over sine of B. Okay, so that is 40 over sine of 51, yes, equals B over sine of angle B, which was 52.7. Yes? Angle B, it was 52.7. Now we do cross multiplication, and we get 40 sine of 52.7 equals B sine of 51. We solve for B, so we have to divide by sine of 51 on both sides. And we get that B equals 40 sine of 52.7 over sine of 51. So side B will be equal to 40.9. Okay? 40.9. Now, how do we find our second side B. We use the law of sine again, but in this case we use A over sine of A equals B prime over sine of angle B prime. Okay? So that'll be 40 over sine of 51 equals B prime, we don't know that, over angle of B prime. B prime was 25.3. 25.3 degrees. Okay, cross multiplication. 40 sine of 25.3 equals B prime sine of 51. Divide by sine of 51. We get B prime equals 40 sine of 25.3 over sine of 51. And B prime will be equal to 22. Now there, all of this will be our solution. All of this. And notice that we have two triangles. Triangle ABC with angles ABC and sides ABC. And triangle with A, B prime, C prime with sides A, B prime, and C. So we have two triangles, two solutions. Okay? When you have ambiguous case, the process is long, okay, but not that difficult. Remember to use, you're going to be using the law of sines and the triangle equations to solve the triangles, okay? So when they ask you to find all the possible solutions, first thing is to determine the number of possible solutions, and then once you know what kind of solutions you're going to have, if it's going to be no solution, one solution, or two solutions, and then you find those solutions by using the law of sines. So for your assignment, your homework will be homework number 4. Page 324, problems 4 through 30 even. Okay, that's it guys, see you next week.